Okay, so let's begin. I'm going to add our instructor this evening. Good evening, Miss Nelsie.
Hello, good evening. Good evening, Sir Joe Mark.
So thank you for taking the time. Actually, from what I've heard, Miss Nelsie is currently live streaming inside the hospital somewhere in where's Southwoods ba? Southwoods is where? San Pedro, Laguna.
Binyan.
Binyan, Laguna. Okay, so yep, that's thank you so much, Miss Delcy, for your passion and dedication. So yes, Miss Delcy once more is live streaming inside the hospital. Okay, so thank you again for that passion and dedication. And yes, as usual, Autodesk Community Philippines is passionate about education, and one of our mission, like what we have mentioned a lot of times, is to influence and inspire our young ones, hopefully, that they would take up STEM related professions. And yeah, to be a blessing to everyone by elevating your careers through technical trainings. Yep. So, Miss Nelsie, are you going to share your screen now? Yep. Thank you so much. And I guess take it away, Miss Nelsie.
Ayan. Hi, everyone. We're going to create five challenges for tonight. Okay, so I'll be sharing the video. Yeah, let's get started. Hi everyone and welcome to Introduction to Part Modeling in Fusion 360. Our first challenge is to create the part stopper. The units used in that model is inch. So let's head over to our document settings, clicking this arrow, selecting these units, selecting change active units, left click. For the unit type, let's change it to inch and click OK. Let's now head over to our toolbar and select Create Sketch. Selecting Create Sketch, we are prompted to select a plane. We have our front plane, our right plane, and our top plane. In this challenge, I'm going to use our front plane. Let's left click. Let's head over to our toolbar and select line. Selecting line, let's place our first point in our origin. Left click, left click, left click, left click, and left click. Let's hit escape. Notice of these constraints that is being applied. Let's now add dimensions. Let's head over to our toolbar and select Sketch Dimension. Selecting Sketch Dimension, selecting this line, left click. Let's place it here, left click, and key into 0.5 and hit enter. Let's hit escape. Let's move this up. Let's head over to our sketch dimension, left click on this line, left click. For the angle, let's key in 60. Let's dimension this line. For this line, let's key in 0.5 and hit enter. Notice our sketch is in the shade of black, which means they are fully defined. Let's now hit finish sketch. Let's head over to our home view. Let's head over to solid and select extrude. selecting extrude. This profile is automatically selected. For the direction, let's change it to symmetric. For the measurement, let's change it to whole length. For the distance, let's key in 3. Operation to be new body and click OK. Moving forward, let's create a sketch in our top plane. Let's head over to our toolbar under Solid and select Create Sketch. I'm going to select this top plane and left click. I'm going to create a rectangle. Let's head over under Sketch tab, selecting Rectangle, 2-point rectangle, left click. I'm going to place my rectangle here, left click. Notice we are prompted to input a value. So we're going to input 1.5 and click Enter. Let's now grab our line tool, going back to our Sketch tab, left click. Let's place our line here, left click. Notice the vertical inferred constraint active, so I'm going to left click. Left click, left click, and let's close this profile. Left click. Let's now select our sketch dimension. Left click. Selecting this line and this line. Distance to be 1. Hitting enter. Let's select this line and this line. Angle to be 45. Let's grab our horizontal vertical constraints, selecting this endpoint and this endpoint. Hitting escape. Let's inspect. Let's now head over to our constraints and select coincident. Selecting coincident, selecting this point and this point. Zooming out. Let's hit escape. Let's inspect. Let's head over to constraints and select coincident. Let's select this point and this point. Our sketch is now in the shade of black. So we're going to hit finish sketch. Let's head over to our home view, left click. Let's hit extrude. Let's select this profile and this profile. For the extend type, let's change it to object. For the object, we're going to click this point. For the operation, let's change it to join and click OK. Congratulations for completing challenge number 1.
Okay, let's now proceed creating another challenge.
Hi everyone, in this video, we're going to create that tool black. This challenge is in the unit of inch. Let's head over to our document settings and let's change our units into inch. Let's now head over to our toolbar and select Create Sketch. Selecting Create Sketch, let's select our front plane. Let's press L, the shortcut key for line. Let's place our first point in our origin, left click. With the vertical inferred constraint active, let's left click. Left click, left click, left click. We are quickly creating the outline of our model. Let's now press D, the shortcut key for dimension. Let's select this line. Let's key in 3.5. Selecting this line and this line to be 6.5. Let's hit escape. Inspecting. Zooming in. Let's press D. Let's select this line and key in 1.5. Let's hit escape, selecting this line and selecting horizontal vertical. Let's press D, selecting this line, key in 2, selecting this line and key in 0.5. Let's now hit finish sketch. Let's head over to our home view, selecting this. Let's press E, the shortcut key for extrude. For the direction, let's change it to symmetric. For the measurement to be whole length. And for the distance, 4.3. And click enter. Let's now create the cylindrical feature here. Selecting this face, right click and select create sketch. Let's press C, the shortcut key for circle. Let's hover our cursor here in our origin and let's locate the midpoint. Let's now press D and key in 1. Let's now head over to our toolbar and select horizontal vertical. Holding shift to locate the midpoint, left click and left click. Left click and left click on our origin. Let's now hit E, the shortcut key for extrude. Let's select this profile and key in 0.3. Operation to be join and click OK. Join me in the next lesson and let's create plane through 3 points. Let's now create our cut extrusion here. To do that, let's right click and select create sketch. Zooming in. Let's press L, the shortcut key for line. Let's create 3 lines. Left click, left click, left click, left click, left click, and left click. Let's hit escape. Let's select this line and let's turn it into a construction geometry. Let's press X. Pressing D on our keyboard, selecting this line and this line. Let's key in 0.3. Zooming in. Let's head over to our constraint and select symmetry. Selecting this line, and this line. Let's hit escape. Let's inspect. Let's select midpoint, selecting this line and this point. And hit finish sketch. Let's head over to our home view. Pressing E, the shortcut key for extrude. Let's select this profile. For the distance, let's key in -0.1. And click OK. Let's create our feature here. Right click and select create sketch. Let's press S for sketch shortcuts. Typing POI, selecting point, placing our point here, left click, and another one in this midpoint, left click. Let's now press D, selecting this edge and this point to be 1.5. Let's now hit Finish Sketch. Let's head over to our toolbar and selecting Construct and select Plane through 3 points. Selecting this point, and this point. And click OK. Moving forward, let's head over to Modify tab and select Split Body. Selecting this body to split. For the splitting tool, let's select this plane and click OK. Let's head over to our browser and selecting bodies. Notice we now have two bodies, body 1 and body 2. Let's now turn off the visibility of body 1. Let's now turn off the visibility of construction. Congratulations for completing challenge number 4.
To join us in meetup.com/Autodesk Community Philippines.
Hello everyone, in this video we're going to create the fluid cover. Let's start by creating 2 circles. Let's press C on our keyboard and select our top plane. Let's place our circle in our origin, left click, diameter to be 300. Let's press C once more. Let's place another one here, left click, diameter to be 90. Let's now click Finish Sketch. Let's press E on our keyboard, the shortcut key for Extrude. Selecting this profile. Move this arrow up. To be exact, distance to be 60. And click OK. Let's now add fillets. Selecting this edge, holding Control, selecting this, pressing F on our keyboard, the shortcut key for fillet. Let's key in 10 and click OK. We can now make this hollow. Let's head over to Modify, selecting Shell. Let's head over to our home view and select this face. Let's key in 10 and hit OK. Let's now create our sketch for cut extrusion. Let's create a sketch on this face. Left click, right click, and select Create Sketch. Pressing S for design shortcuts, typing SLO, selecting center to center slot. Let's place our slot here, zooming in, left click, and left click. Notice that we didn't input any value. So let's now press D. Let's select this arc, radius to be 15. Let's recreate this arc because it needs to be smaller in radius. Pressing T on our keyboard, the shortcut key for trim. Let's trim this out. Hitting escape Let's select this parallel constraint and hit the delete key on your keyboard. Let's grab our horizontal vertical constraint, selecting our origin and this end point. Hitting escape. Let's move these two endpoints closer to one another. Let's press S for design shortcuts, typing ARC, selecting 3-point arc. Let's place our arc here, left click, and left click. Pressing D, radius of this arc to be 10. Hitting escape. Let's inspect. Let's head over to our constraints and select tangent. Selecting tangent, selecting this arc and this line. Let's press D once more, selecting this line, length to be 35. Hitting escape. Let's inspect. Okay, we're going to use coincident constraint. Head over to coincident, selecting this arc and this endpoint. To make it fully constrained, we're going to create a circle. Pressing C on our keyboard, let's place our circle here in our origin, left click. Diameter to be 195 and hit enter. Let's select the circle. For the line type, let's change it to construction. Let's head over to constraints, selecting coincident, locating the midpoint of this line, holding shift, left click, and left click on this circle. Let's now hit finish sketch. Head over to our home view. Pressing E on our keyboard, the shortcut key for extrude. Let's select this profile. For the extent type, we're going to select all. Leave all by defaults and click OK. Lastly, let's create our circular pattern. Pressing S for design shortcuts, typing CIR, selecting circular pattern. Let's head over to our timeline, selecting this extrude 2. For the axis, let's select Y-axis. For the quantity, let's key in 12 and hit OK. Awesome! For completing the fluid cover in Fusion 360. Hi everyone! In this video, we're going to create the V-pulley. Let's now head over to our toolbar and select Create Sketch. Let's select our right plane, left click. Let's press L, the shortcut key for line. Let's create a line here, left click, 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 and left click. Let's now create a line in the middle of this line. Let's place our first point here, left click and left click. Let's hit escape. Let's turn this line into a construction entity. Let's press X on our keyboard. Let's place this line in our origin. Let's head over to our constraints, selecting coincident, selecting this point and our origin. Hitting escape. Let's now press D on our keyboard, the shortcut key for dimension. Let's select this line. Key in 100. Selecting this line. Key in 20. This line to be 20. This line to be 10. Let's now head over to our constraints, selecting parallel, selecting this line and this line. Let's press D once more, selecting this line and this line, key in 20. Let's hit escape. Let's head over to constraints and select symmetry. Selecting symmetry, selecting this line, and this line. Hitting escape. Let's move this. Head over to constraints and select symmetry. Selecting this line, and this line. Let's hit escape. Inspecting. Let's use collinear, selecting collinear, selecting this line and this line. Selecting this line, and this line. Let's press D, selecting this line and this line. Distance to be 200. Hitting escape. Let's move this. Selecting this line, holding control, select this line, right click and select collinear. Let's press D. Let's select this line and this line. Key in 75. Let's select this line and this line. Angle to be 35. Let's hit escape. Inspecting. Lastly, let's select this line. Holding control, selecting this line. Right click and select equal. Our sketch is now fully defined. Let's now hit finish sketch. Let's head over to our home view. Selecting revolve. Profile is automatically selected. For the axis, let's select this line. And hit OK. Join me in the next lesson and let's add features. Let's now create our feature here. Left click, right click, and select Create Sketch. Let's press S for design shortcuts, typing POL, selecting inscribed polygon. Let's place our polygon here in our origin, left click, and left click. Let's head over to our home view, pressing D on our keyboard, selecting this line and this line, key in 60. The reason for going to home view is to check the orientation of our model with respect to that challenge. Let's now head over to our top plane, hitting escape. Let's rotate this. Let's make this line horizontal. Right click and select horizontal vertical. Let's now hit finish sketch. Head over to our home view. Let's press E on our keyboard, the shortcut key for extrude. Let's select this profile. For the distance, let's key in 30. For the operation, join and click OK. Let's now create our circle here. We're going to use the sketch 1. Let's head over to our timeline. Left click on sketch 1, right click and select edit sketch. Let's zoom in. Let's press C on our keyboard, the shortcut key for circle. And let's locate the midpoint of this line. Left click and key in 10. Let's now hit finish sketch. Head over to our home view. Let's turn on the visibility of sketch 1. Zooming in. Let's select revolve. Selecting this profile. For the axis, selecting this line. For the operation, change it to join and click OK. Let's head over to our home view and turn off the visibility of sketch 1. Let's create a circular pattern. Typing S for design shortcuts. Typing CIR. Selecting circular pattern. For the objects, selecting this revolve. For the axis, selecting our y-axis. For the quantity, let's make it 12 and hit OK. Let's now utilize our mirror command. Pressing S for design shortcuts, typing MIR, selecting mirror. For the objects, selecting the circular pattern and our revolve. For the mirror plane, let's select our top plane and click OK. Let's now press F for fillet. Let's select this edge, this edge, this edge, and this edge. Value to be 5 and click OK. Great job for completing the V pulley. In this video, we're going to create the fluid spout. Let's press R on our keyboard, the shortcut key for rectangle. Let's select our top plane. Let's head over to our sketch palette, feature options, and change it to center rectangle. Let's place our rectangle here, left click. Let's key in 200, hitting tab, and key in 200, and click enter. Let's now hit finish sketch. Head over to our home view. Let's create an arc. Let's press S, typing ARC, selecting 3-point arc. Selecting this plane, let's left click, and left click. Pressing D for dimension and key in 300. Let's hit escape. I want this arc to be horizontally aligned with our origin. Let's select this point, holding Control, selecting our origin, right click and select horizontal vertical. Let's now select this point, selecting this point, holding Control, selecting this point, right click and select horizontal vertical. Let's hit escape. Let's turn it into a construction geometry. Selecting this arc and press X on our keyboard and click Finish Sketch. Let's now head over to our home view. Our next intent is to create a feature here. To do that, we're going to create a plane. Let's head over to our toolbar and select Construct. Selecting Construct and select Plane Along Path. Let's select this path and click OK. Let's now press C, the shortcut key for circle. Let's create our circle in this plane, left click. Placing our circle here, left click and key in 150. And hit Finish Sketch. Join me in the next lesson as we create a lofted feature. Before we can utilize the loft, we need a guide rail. To do that, let's head over to our toolbar and select Create Sketch. Let's select our front plane. Pressing S for design shortcuts, typing ARC, selecting 3-point arc. Place our first point here, left click, and left click. Let's hit escape. Let's press P for project, selecting this object and this object, and click OK. Let's inspect. Let's make these points coincident with each other. Same with this one. Selecting this. Selecting this point, holding Control. Selecting this point, right click and select horizontal vertical. Let's now hit Finish Sketch. Let's now head over to our toolbar and select Create. Selecting Loft. Selecting this profile and this profile. For the rail, let's select this arc and click OK. Let's now add fillets. Selecting this edge, holding Control, selecting this, holding Control, selecting this edge and this edge. Let's head over to Modify and select Fillet. radius to be 20. And click OK. And finally, let's make it hollow. Let's head over to Modify and select Shell. Let's select this face and this face. Let's key in 10 and click Enter. Let's now head over to our home view. Great job for completing the fluid spout.
Okay, hi everyone. Hi Sir Mark. So, bali, iyan ang ating exercises. So, yung inyong next steps or ang inyong kailangang gawin na output is antayin nyo po yung aming announcement kung kailan siya up for grab. Yung ating um, yung exercise files and other resources.
Yep. Okay, so for those who would like to receive an Autodesk certificate of course completion, we're sharing it now. Okay, so the link is tinyurl.com/Fusion 360 part modeling. Okay, so once more, our intention here is for you to learn. That's why we are requiring everyone to submit an output. The challenges are in that link. Okay, so yep, please check out that link in the, yep, it's already commented down. Please check the link in the comments section below. So once more, it's also flashing on our screen, tinyurl/F360 part modeling. So this is the course. Once more, your task is to recreate all 10 challenges using Fusion 360. Okay, can someone confirm if they have already registered for that online course?
Okay, you can post it in our comment section kung na-access nyo yung ating online course.
Yes, yes, yes. So once more, one of the requirements for obtaining a certificate of course completion is you have to register online and complete that online course. Ayan. And yes, to our supporters, yes, hi Sir Roel, hi Ivy Ninya. So yes, please also asking your support if you have seen any bugs or corrections, please do message us. Miss Ivy, Nina Mendoza, Ruel Rosales. Okay, let me share my screen as well. Once more, asking everyone to support us. Okay, by checking out the course. So if you have seen videos that needs correction, okay, so feel free to reach out to us to correct that one. Once more, asking your support for us to improve the course. Okay, so I got a quick snapshot here of the persons who are now currently registered online. So Edgar Delmiguez, thank you so much. Juan Carlo Gonzalez, Mark Di Matulak, Ruel Rosales, Patrick Stephen Duque, Ivy Nina, Lester Paul Palad. So once more, to all our Autodesk online courses, asking your support. If you've seen, asking your support for comments, suggestions, help us improve the online course. Alam niyo naman po, ang makikinabang dyan ay this is for all. Okay, so let's help out, no? Let's be a blessing to everyone. Please help us out, correct the course if there are mistakes so that it will benefit the next batch of learners. Ayan. So we'd appreciate sending a message to us. For example, if wrong pronunciation probably, okay? Or nagkamali ng sinabi about a specific word instead of saying extrude possibly. I or someone mentioned the shell, okay? So again, only human asking your support to help us improve the online course. Please do comment and yeah, reach out to us for feedback. And yeah, so sana po, again, as usual, our intent here is makatulong po to everyone, be a blessing to everyone. And yes, so yes, we are now open for questions actually for follow-ups. So like for this one, okay lang ba sir kahit free trial lang ang Fusion 360? Yes. Actually, it's free for makers. If you're for hobbyists and makers. So if you're a non-profit, you'll be using Fusion 360 as a hobby or to learn Fusion 360. Yes, it's absolutely free. So and here's the online course for you guys to master Fusion 360. So ayan po, you have a free software, you have a free online training, you have a free online course, so what more, no? So I guess, again, asking your support na lang, okay, to help us improve at para syempre, pag umokay yan, mas marami po tayong matutulungan. Ayan. And yes, we do accept. Our mission here is everyone to master Autodesk softwares and hoping in turn, kayo po ay to give the love back by sharing your knowledge most especially to the future generations. Ayan, no? So kayo guys, pag graduate, 'di ba, after 5 years, 3 years, kahit ngayon na nga if you think you are adept na no to any Autodesk software, reach out to us, make a difference. Okay, make a difference. Make a positive difference kaysa chisams and gossips there, no? Blaming the government. Make a difference, positive difference. Hayaan mo na silang magreklamo dyan. Tayo gumawa ng kabutihan. So again, we are accepting volunteer instructors to our community. Once more, this is a helpful, positive community. Tulungan po dito and alam niyo naman, tayo po ay ayaw natin na madamot at hindi tayo madamot. So, yep, please help us improve the course. Kailan po sir ang deadline from Ivy? Ms. Nancy? So I guess from what I can recall, the deadline for any Autodesk, once more, any Autodesk training, once the course ID was released, you have 14 days to complete. You have 14 days to complete and submit the output. Anyways, the online course will be up and running hopefully before this week ends. So we're committing to finish the online course before this week ends. Ayan, saka once more for follow-ups, message us in Meetup. Ayan, so and yes, please do please be considerate. We are approving hundreds for now, ha? And possibly the future thousands. Kaya we may be having slight delays in responding. So again, it's okay to follow up. Ayan, no? Basta please be please be kind naman, no? Please be kind. At baka magalit yung mga ibang volunteer natin dyan magtampo. So tulong-tulungan lang po, no? Again, ayan. This is a community not by us. This is a community for everyone. So tulong-tulungan po tayo at yan, sana po nakakatulong tayo sa lahat. So okay lang yan. So yan, si Miss Nina, supporter natin. I'm seeing her always doing completing courses and submitting outputs. Yes, we are familiar with Miss Ivy Nina. And yes, Miss Ivy, of course, please share then no the course again, most especially to young ones. Sana hoping that we can inspire them to be an engineer, architect, okay, and to take up any related STEM or STEAM profession. Thank you so much, Joseph Esparago, Ralph Neil, Bijaan. Okay, sir. Hoping to see you master video editing. Okay. Ayan. Roel Rosales. Ayan. Thank you. So again, uh, the course is open. Pre-register is now open. So, yep, I'm seeing an update right now. Dumami na tayo lalo, no? I have seen an increase in numbers. Let me have a quick screenshot. So, ayan, I'm seeing Bolor Maricel, Roseanne, Eclarinal, Jirvel, Daniel, Joseph, Francis, Mark Jason Maranan, France Eliza, Diego, ayan, Mark Di Matulak, Roel Rosales. So, yep, before this week ends, we will publish the rest of the videos and the challenges. And yeah, we're extremely excited to see your outputs. Okay, and to see you receiving the course completion. So, yep, yeah. Pag nakatanggap kayo, if you happen to receive any certificate, feel free to share that us, encouraging you to share that to our community, Autodesk Community Philippines.com. So, it's proof na tayo po ay may ginagawang mabuti. Ayan, no? At it's a proof that you have learned something. Again, our intent here is for you to learn, di ba? The more you learn, the more you earn. And again, to our students who are about to graduate, okay, this is what this community separates itself from the rest. No, not only we are teaching technical knowledge, but we are here to guide you all the way to be successful in your careers, not only in your careers, but in your businesses. And our community for that is LinkedIn Local. So our speaker for that tomorrow, this is tomorrow evening, is Sir Bernie Floresca. So he's based in Chicago. Okay, so once more, thank you to him. He's generous and kind enough to volunteer again para sa ikabubuti for the benefit of all, helping our graduates, not only graduates but those who are about to graduate, to help them out find jobs. And yes, alam niyo naman po yan, no? By learning an Autodesk software, you're elevating your career, you're opening yourself, okay, to more career opportunities. Ayan. So, it's a great package. Again, the community, what separates us from the rest is we not only we do provide technical training, but we're here to help you be successful in your careers. Kaya head over. Let me paste the link for tomorrow's live stream by our friends from LinkedIn Local. Okay, so yep. Any more questions? And yes, inviting you as well for Inventor Guru series. So that will happen on May 28th for our part 2, Master Part Modeling in Inventor. Ayan, so that's all from the heart. Imagine that you'll be learning not only Fusion, but yeah, by learning Fusion and Inventor opens doors for you to learn other softwares as well. Okay? That's why we made the challenges similar to both softwares for you to identify the differences and to master the software itself, and hopefully to see you all guys passing the Autodesk certification exams. Again, for the list of our upcoming trainings, okay, so happening now is part modeling. Upcoming is master part modeling in Autodesk Inventor sa 28. This coming 28, May 28. And for all who are interested in mechanical, electrical, plumbing, most especially in architecture, engineering, and construction industry, inviting you for Revit Introduction to Plumbing System in Revit 2021. So again, thank you also to our volunteer for this one. Our volunteer for Revit plumbing system is also a Pinoy. Ayan, so bayanihan po tayo, a Pinoy who is currently based in New Zealand. Ayan, magaling na tao po yun. At I know some of you are already familiar with him. He's very active in YouTube as well. Okay? He's based in New Zealand and he's going to share, again, all from the heart, Introduction to Plumbing System in Revit 2021. And as usual, our next topic for Fusion 360 would be Master Surface. We'll do surfacing in Fusion 360. And yeah, just head over to meetup.com and we are constantly updating this. We do have lots of trainings lined up. It just so happened this is not currently updated. So feel free to head over to meetup.com for you to be updated. And for you to be reminded, please head over to Autodesk Community Philippines. And to locate our upcoming trainings, it's under Uploads. And under this drop down, head over to upcoming live streams. Ayan po. It's clearly here. Okay, so this one is updated with all year-round trainings for you to master Fusion 360 and Inventor. Ayan, so there's someone asking for the link. Okay naman daw, sabi ni Miss Nelsie. Okay naman po yung form. Baka nakulangan lang kayo ng pag-copy and maybe you missed out something when you're doing copy and paste. So once more, this is open for all worldwide. Any country that you're in, shout out also to our friends from India, who's also joining our live stream trainings. Hoping your situation with COVID gets better soon, no? As well. So prayers for our friends in India. Prayers also for our friends in the ongoing clash between our Palestinian friends and Israeli friends. So hoping and prayers for peace. Ayan. So pagdasal po natin na mag-end na yung conflict and the differences, okay, between Palestine and Israel. Okay? Saan po maka-register sa Revit MEP? Sir Carlo, the registration form, I think, for now, head over here and select going for you to be notified. And all our registration forms are usually in the video description. So nagkataon na what I'm seeing here is this is not yet updated, no? So the gate for registration is currently closed for ano pa, no? But of course, feel free to check the set reminder. Ayan. And we have an online course naman for follow up naman, 'di ba? Kaya again, we would like you to learn and we would like you to accomplish the certificate of course completion, not the certificate of event participation. Kasi course, yun talaga, in a way, it's a proof that you have learned something. Okay, so thank God, it's Friday. Praying for peace. Ayan, let's end those wars. And praying also for the end of the pandemic and hoping to have you and everyone else be stable, be blessed in their careers. So, ayan, looking forward din po na in the future, when you get to master an Autodesk software, give the love back, give the love back by being an Autodesk community volunteer instructor. So, yep. Thank you, everyone, and have a great night. And once more, feel free to contact us if you have comments, questions, suggestions on how we can serve humanity better. And so, yep. Thank you. Thank you, guys.